And what's cracking, you guys? Welcome to the Mango Grove. How is everyone doing today? We're seeing pullbacks across the board. My opinion on this is, well, I think these are all opportunities. Gonna call I can't really say I'm gonna call a spade, but I'm gonna come out here and tell you exactly what it is that I think of these pullbacks. And right now I'm looking at the pullbacks as opportunities. So yeah, opportunity on the charts, and not just that, well, I come with more goodies for you guys today, because today we're doing another $2,000 giveaway. I hope you guys are signing up. Like, I see quite a few of you regulars in the chat. I just never know if it's you guys who are winning. But yeah, I really hope you guys are. Once again, we're going to be doing a spin the wheel for our winners. So I'm just going to get my wheel ready. So just give me like a minute while I get the wheel ready. In the meanwhile, have some fun conversation. Tell me what you guys think about about these pullbacks. Are you guys bullish? Are you guys bearish? By the way, do you guys think it's altcoin season? Do you guys think that this right here, right now, is altcoin season? Alrighty, so the wheel is ready. Are we ready? Are we ready? I want to see what the chat is saying. I just asked you guys if you guys think it's altcoin season. Is it altcoin season? Let's see. Let's see. In the beginning, streams back. Yes, streams are back. Wow, no one's. Guys, is it altcoin season? Come on now. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Sean. Sean is handling the mango handle, so that's amazing. Go and freaking vote on that poll. I wanna hear your thoughts. Gurkan Zayton, today is your birthday. Happy birthday, man. Okay, let's cue the intro in 3, 2. That was on point. The logo bouncing in. I don't know. It's always a feel-good effect for me. How's it going, you guys? I'm sorry, I'm a bit disheveled today. Not because, well, my hair is just a mess. It's a mess today. When you tie it when it's wet, and then you don't realize what it's looking like, and then you sort of just, take it all off. It's a mess. Anywho, it's not about me. It's about price action. It's about the charts, and it's about you making money. Okay, so as far as you making money is concerned, I want to first start off with the giveaway. The giveaway of $2,000. I don't know if you guys were here in the last live stream that I did. We had another $2,000 giveaway back then, and this one guy, I kid you not, we had so many people on the wheel, and one guy won twice. Yeah. It was so crazy. He won once, and I was supposed to sort of take him off the list, because when you win, okay, you've already won, you get taken off the wheel. But I forgot to take him off the wheel, and what are the odds of the next spin as well landing on his number? So he actually walked away with 2 prizes that day, which was actually pretty cool. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. So yeah, let's begin with the giveaway once again, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing. We're giving away $2,000 today. The first winner wins $200. I got these numbers a little messed up. $200. Second spin wins $300. The third one wins $500, and the fourth one wins $1,000. Alrighty. Alrighty. Are we ready? Are we ready? Come on. I want to hear some noise. Are we ready? Where's my wheel, Krisha? Are you ready, Krisha? Are you ready? Clearly not. Where is my wheel? Okay, there it is. Got it. And of course, guys, now we're doing today's giveaway is this one, $2,000, but for every live stream we do until the end of the month, so we only have a couple of days until we're running this free money campaign. We're gonna be doing giveaways on every single live stream. Okay, the way you qualify, it's very simple. Get into our description. There's a link to the BitUnix exchange. Click on that and deposit 50. That's literally it. That's all you got to do. Okay, and you qualify, and then you get onto this wheel, and hey, if it hits your number, then you walk away with a prize. So let's begin with the spin number 1 for $200. Let's spin it. Okay, our first winner ends with 1191. This is based on your BitUnix UIDs. Now, this winner walks away with $200 today. Your winnings will reflect in your account in 24 hours. Okay, so this is winner number 1. Clap, 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 clap. Woohoo! Free money. It's a bull run. Let's go, let's go. Okay, now we're gonna hide this choice. I'm actually gonna copy this. I just wanna make sure that I have it here. And what I'm gonna do is, we're going to add it to the list, okay? That way you guys can see the winners, and we'll sort of keep revisiting the winners every time, well, in the middle of the stream. Okay, now we're going to hide that choice. I didn't hide the choice last time around, if you guys remember. Okay, so now for the next spin, this one is for $300. In 3, 2, 1, spin it. Woohoo! Clap, clap, clap. I want to see more emojis, guys. Let's cheer on the winners. Okay, this winner walks away with $300, ending with 4174. Once again, I want you guys to check your BitUnix accounts in 24 hours. You're gonna see your winnings on there. Alrighty, and of course, guys, I'll be attaching the list in the description below, as well as in the Discord chat, as well as we're gonna try and send out an email as well with the winners list on there. So keep your eyes on that. Okie dokes, yay, clap, 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 clap. That's right, spam the emojis. Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, now for winner number 2, let's hide this choice. Of course, you don't mess up, because it's difficult, you know? There's so many people on the wheel. To find them in case you don't hide it, jeez. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, spin. Now this one is for $500, a whole $500 for this winner. Let's see who it is. Spin, spin, spin. Amazing. Amazing. One more winner ending with 6197. This guy or gal walks away with $500. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right. Free money for all. Free money for you. Free money for you. Free money for you. Free money for everybody. Must be a bull market, eh? But is it an altcoin season? Is it an altcoin season? Okay, now this is for the biggest one yet. This is for a whole $1,000. For $1,000, can I get a drum roll, please? Let's spin it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alrighty, we have a winner for $1,000. Congratulations to this person, ending with 44187. That should be your UID. Once again, you're going to be getting $1,000 in your account within the next 24 hours. And here are the lucky winners for today. Alrighty, so once again, I'll be attaching all the winners in the description and the Discord, as well as we're going to be sending you an email with the winners list. Now guys, we're going to be doing more giveaways throughout the rest of this week, so if you guys want to qualify, once again, get into the link, BitUnix. All you got to do is deposit 50, but if you want a guaranteed win, I suggest actually depositing any of these numbers, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, because you get guaranteed money back. If you just deposit 2,000, they're literally giving you $400 back to trade with. Okay, so use this. This is not going to last too long. And yeah, I mean, these are such cool campaigns. You know, I keep saying this. I know sometimes I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I know what it was like beginning my trading journey. I used to, you know, sort of have this diary as to come up with all these trade subs, but as a beginner, I was very scared to sort of put the trade on because I don't want to lose money. Okay, what this really helps you to do is that you get to put the trade on, you get all of the upside if the trade goes well, and you get to completely minimize, even eliminate to an extent, your downside. So it's actually pretty freaking cool. So when you get the free money on any exchange, I don't care if it's BitUnix, I don't care if it's anything else, grab it and use it. Okay, this is free money. Oh, Sean's like, smash the likes, guys. She could be sleeping, but she's doing a stream for you guys. I'm actually really sleepy right now. If I told you the time here, you guys would be appalled. You're like, Krisha, what are you doing? Why are you awake? But okay, let's begin with the price action. Let's begin with let's begin with the pullbacks across the board. I think it's important, and a lot of people have a lot of questions. Now, I asked you guys if you guys think it was altcoin season. I want to see what the poll is saying right now. 57% of you say hell yeah. 43% says not sure yet. I like this. I like the fact that you guys are being prudent. I'm going to look at this as a 50-50 split almost. So I personally don't think it's altcoin season. I don't think we have the confirmations yet, but based on how September opens, I believe that's when we're going to be getting the confirmation, okay? Now, I'm going to start with that, okay? I'm going to start with that. That way you guys get a good view on what it is that I'm looking at. The chart that I personally am looking at, actually, I'm just going to keep this here. I'm going to open up a brand new tab. I got a couple of charts that I want to go over. Bitcoin, of course, is on there. But I want to start with the altcoins because I know that that's where the focus is at right now for many of you guys. And I want to say this, guys. I really hope that you guys are maintaining a good split between your Bitcoin and your altcoins, okay? Because if there's any signature, I don't call it a signature, but if there's any, okay, for the sake of a better word, I'm losing my words right now. For the sake of a better word, if there's anything that's held true right now, is that the winning trade so far has been the Bitcoin trade, right? This is Bitcoin dominance that we're looking at right now, and Bitcoin dominance has been in an uptrend now since Jan 2023, telling you that, hey, you were just better off staying in Bitcoin as opposed to, well, being too, like, over allocated into the altcoins. It literally told you that it is prudent for you to have a good Bitcoin altcoin split with more leaning towards the Bitcoin end. All right, always trying to use your charts to help you even understand where you should be allocating. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance so far told us that, okay, Bitcoin is where your eyes should be at. Now, but let's talk about the altcoin cycle. Let's talk about the altcoin season. Everyone's been like looking for the altcoin season. People have even given up hope on the altcoin season. Now, the one chart that I'm looking at, and this is the chart that I want you guys to look towards as well, is total 2. I'm sorry, my chart is messy. I think I drew out a bunch of things for you even last time around, but this is the main chart that I want you guys to look towards. Okay, we're going to be looking for 2 things here. It's a recipe, once again. And the recipe is this. I want to see this chart. Okay, I know, like I said, I'm probably at risk of sounding like a broken record, but I feel like these things are important to repeat. That way you guys don't forget, and for those of you who haven't like taken note of it, these are the broader signatures in the market that's going to help you with really assessing when it's time for you to go risk on. Because the worst thing you can do is go chasing the gold when you're looking at it through binoculars. Does that make sense? It's far, okay? You're setting off on the journey a little too early. When it comes to altcoin season, you're better off, it's better to know when it's time to be actually putting on the risk versus pulling back and maybe, you know, allocating into something a tad bit safer, which is Bitcoin. right? Now, what I'm looking for in altcoin season is essentially I want to see this total crypto market cap, which is total 2, excluding Bitcoin, break. I want to see this monthly candle break that previous all-time high. Okay, do we have that just yet? Do we have that just yet? No, we do not. Okay, and historically, I just want you guys to go ahead and do this back test for yourself. Pull it up on your charts, do a little bit of a back test, and look at it through cycles. It's worked out really, really well in calling the altcoin season. Okay, the altcoin season is when you were rewarded on having a heavy allocation onto the altcoins as opposed to Bitcoin. Okay, that's when you were rewarded the most when the system triggered. But it's not just this. It's not like it's not solely based on just total 2. You want to see this price action break the previous all-time high, plus you want to see Bitcoin dominance break its uptrend. Okay, so now we're seeing Bitcoin dominance show a bit of weakness here, but is this enough to say that the uptrend is broken? No, it's not. We don't have confirmation on this just yet, because we could very well see something as similar as this, okay? People could have looked at this Bitcoin dominance dump as also, hey, Bitcoin dominance is lost trend. It's time for the altcoins to shine. But what happened? Bitcoin dominance got a pick-me-up, okay, and that trend continued to the upside, telling you that, hey, Bitcoin is still the better hodl right now, okay? So the way I'm looking at this is that right now we don't have the confirmations that are signaling altcoin season. However, what does this mean for the altcoins in general? For those of you holding XRP, for those of you holding XLM, for those of you holding any of the altcoins out there, what does this mean for you guys? Does it mean that the altcoins are bearish? No, it doesn't mean that the altcoins are bearish, right? What it's telling you, you know, what Bitcoin dominance tells you, what Total 2 tells you as well, it just tells you what's the fastest horse. You know, in a horse race, there are a bunch of horses racing each other. There's always going to be one fastest one, right? The thing is that what I want you guys to set your goals very clearly for yourself. You're not racing one horse against the other, okay? That's a fool's game. When you race one horse against the other, it's like racing XRP against XLM, against Cardano, against all of the other altcoins. You're just going to be there flip-flopping from one position to another in an attempt to catch the fastest horse. In a bull market, like I said, it's a fool's errand. I think what is a better way to approach this is that as long as your altcoin is doing better than USD is also an asset. Okay, people often tend to dismiss the dollar as being an asset. As long as your coin is doing better than USD, you're making money, which is good. Okay, I think the worst thing you can do is try and catch the fastest horse in a bull market. That's how you get kicked out of position and you don't end up catching any of the runs. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have actually gone through that whole rigmarole. So now as far as XRP is concerned here, we know that XRP is actually doing really, really well in terms of its uptrend. It has broken, in my opinion, I think this is broken out. However, that being said, we are currently looking at that same key region of resistance overhead that I drew out for you guys in one of the previous streams, coming in from $3.57 going all the way up to $4. Now, as soon as we start clearing out this range, so I essentially want to see XRP break this region of resistance. Because notice, when I give you guys targets, and my hair is really, really pissing me off today. When I give you guys targets, those targets, they are targets initially, but as soon as price gets up there, those targets often turn into points of resistance, as it did here. Okay, so right now, that's essentially what we're seeing play out. Now, as far as the bid opportunity on XRP is concerned, first of all, I want to put this out there. I'm looking at the dips across the board. I personally am looking at this as opportunities. I don't think this is a phase where you guys should get scared of these pullbacks. Okay, for those of you who've been waiting on the sidelines, trying to figure out, hey, should I position now? Should I wait on the bid? Should I wait on the bid? Well, now's the time to position, okay? You finally got that pullback that you were waiting for. But now the question is, where do you position, right? So once again, I'm keeping it very simple, guys. Just fall back onto the systems that have been working out, okay? Just keep it as simple as that. Fall back, sometimes you're gonna find really, really good systems with great hit rates. It often gets you to be lazy. And lazy is it's a negative word, I get it. But as long as you have, like I said, I usually fall back onto the dynamic, but I have a bunch of like trading diaries around me, basically helping me out with my entire trade setup. So I'm very meticulous and actually noting down my trade setup when I do take the trades on XRP. I'm not currently in, I have an ADA position, not as big as XRP, but XRP, Bitcoin, and some other coins that I'm not going to mention because they're high risk trades. But I usually write them down. So if you're falling back onto your system and you're relying on it significantly, that's all well and good, as long as you understand your trade parameters, your trade setup parameters. Now for me, for XRP, I'm keeping this very straightforward. It's the weekly dynamic. Okay, weekly dynamic, and I'm looking at the 12-hour and daily dynamic as well. Okay, so you can see that it's currently holding the 12-hour dynamic support, and I actually had this as the bid zone, right, from one of my previous videos that I had with you guys. This was the bid zone that we're looking at, currently hinged at around $3.32, going all the way down to $3.09. What I like about this is that there's confluence with the daily as well. Okay, you can see that price is currently on the daily dynamic support, as well as we're inching towards the weekly. Okay, now why do I like this? Why am I going off of the daily and the 12-hour dynamic indicator? Because the one observation that I've made on XRP is that every time it starts its trend, guys, you know, it's kept it really, really simple for you guys. Okay, I believe it's the daily time frame. Yeah, daily and 12-hour. Now this was the trend. This was the rally of November of last year, where XRP went on to do 400%. But when the trend began, it just trended on the daily time frame, and I believe even the 12-hour caught it really, really well. Yeah, the 12, it was very tight with the 12-hour trend, very tight with the 12-hour trend, such that if you just caught the bid on the 12-hour dynamic, you did really well. And when the 12-hour dynamic saw the violation and saw the confirmation underneath that dynamic support, you knew that, hey, this trend is broken, something different is happening. It allows you to risk manage appropriately. Okay, and ultimately, guys, when you're trading, what you do have control over, always, is your losses. Yeah, that's the only thing you have control over. How much of a loss can you take? How much of a loss do you want to take? Because as far as the asset going up, you have no control over that. You don't. Okay, you assess the probability of an asset going up, you get into position, and then you look to see if that trade setup works out. But you have no control over the asset actually going up in price. You cannot just, you know, toss a coin and wish for something, wish for XRP to go to the moon. It doesn't work that way, right? But what you do have control over always are the losses that you take. You get to cut these positions when it's time, when certain systems have broken. But the issue is where people end up losing money is that they do not know when to cut the position. They do not know if it's the right time to cut the position. Right? So if you find a good system with a really, really good hit rate, with a really good, there's like a baked-in risk management system as well, bring it out. It's there for you to use. So the dynamic is one such indicator, especially for XRP and quite a few other coins, in that as soon as it violates, you see the violation, it literally tells you that, yo, the trend is done, okay? You want to stay in this, stay in the trade at your own risk. Okay, the trade is done, something different is happening here, take cover. Be prudent. If you're looking for a better bid, now's the time to get it. Okay, all you have control over as a trader are your losses, and that's it. Frenchy Million says, what will be the next catalyst for XRP? The next catalyst is going to be more buyers than sellers. It's as simple as that. It's going to be more buyers than sellers, because right now what's happened at these regions, what's happened is that XRP, you need to understand, from this low all the way to the high, that's a good 77% on just this most recent markup, right? So people are 77%. Anyone who bought this entire range right here on XRP, this entire range, they're all deep in profits. They are taking profits off the table. Okay, that's all well and good. So right now, what is going to be the next catalyst is that more buyers stepping in here than sellers. Now, as far as more buyers stepping in than sellers, you always want to determine if, hey, Can more buyers step in? Well, I'm keeping this very simple in terms of market dynamics, right? I'm looking at it through a market cycle lens. For as long as we're within the bull run parameters, I'm saying the bulls are still in control. We're in a bull market. The chances, the probability of all of these coins recovering and actually seeing that move to the upside is higher than a reversal in price action. Now, I'm determining that off of Bitcoin. Okay, keep it simple. Every market, I don't care if it's the crypto market, it's TradFi, they all have these indices. Okay, now for TradFi, you're going to find the index, which is SPY. By the way, speaking of SPY and speaking of TradFi, if you get into the Mango dashboard, app.mangoresearch.co, there's a TradFi. For those of you trading the equities, there's a TradFi toggle on top. So you can toggle between crypto and TradFi, right? So if you toggle on TradFi, you get all the TradFi assets with the trends and the volatility readings as well, telling you when it's a good time to be bidding on any of these equities. But more importantly, there's a new nifty feature now. There are earnings. Whenever the earnings report is sort of due or near, it literally tells you when it's coming out. So for instance, Apple's earnings report is coming out in 4 days. Right, so we know that price action can get a little volatile getting into these announcements, getting into these report drops. So now the dashboard gives you all of this really, really cool information so that you can make better informed decisions on your trades depending on which one you're getting into. Okay, so start using them. The equities, TradFi 2 is looking really, really good. You know what? TradFi is actually looking better than most people think. You know, people, they've gotten not dewy-eyed, but they look at crypto as that risk on, that's where the juice is at, that's where you're rewarded for the risk that you take. But no. Sean's been introducing me to some of the equity charts out there, and man, let me tell you something. I am stumped as to how well some of these assets have done. I was about to say coins. Some of these assets have done. You will be shocked. It's like the whole altcoin market shifted to TradFi. It's insane. Doe-eyed, that's it. Switch lanes. Good morning from Australia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I'm just going through your comments. So while I go through your comments once again, oh, this is not the right chart, Crusher. Where are you? Girl. Oopsie daisy. There we go. These are the winners for today. You guys look at the winners. I'm looking at your comments. Tofik Hachim. Did I say that right? Is it a good idea to take profits on a long-term spot bag if you know you won't be buying back in the same price, raising your AV, your average buy price? It's something I've been struggling with. Is it a good idea to take profits off the long-term spot bag? If you're taking profits off of the long-term spot bag, just know that you're doing it so that you're taking it off without the intention of getting back in. If you're taking profits off of your long-term spot position, at least that's how I approach mine. I'm going to tell you how I approach mine. It also gives me more clarity on whether or not do I want to take the profits, and if I do take the profits, even taking profits, just having money to an extent, is also a problem, right? When you are taking out of the markets, you better know what you're doing with that capital, right? You don't want to just be sitting on it and doing nothing with it. So it's about having an idea of what you intend on doing with that capital, because even capital taken out of the market is a problem that you now have to deal with, right? So if you are taking, especially if it's your long-term positions, if you're taking profits off of your long-term positions, do it knowing that you're okay not getting back in, not getting that position back in. Do it with that intention, right? Restructure it for yourself, because then a lot more information opens up to you about your allocation of that money. And it also helps you question and be a bit more critical on whether or not it's the right move at that given point in time. So the way I look at it is that if I'm taking profits off the table, and I think, Sean actually had a great video on this. Sean, was it a daily video? Was it a live stream? But he essentially showed you guys how you should be taking profits off the table and the better way to be looking at it, right? You never want to take the whole thing off the table at any given point in time. And he actually went through the math with you guys, showing you just how well you can do if you even have, like, you take a bit off the table while having another portion of it riding the market, and how just the price appraisal of, say, Bitcoin, let's just take Bitcoin as an example, can actually set your portfolio up in a very like meaningful way. Like, you've still managed to capture, with Bitcoin's move to the upside, you've still managed to capture a huge portion of the gain, right? So if you really have to do the math as to how much you missed out on the position that you took out versus the position that is currently riding, that difference is not that much. Yeah, so it's about really breaking down that side of the math, because if you're able to do that, it's easier to even execute on your take profit operations. I know what I'm saying could be very confusing to many of you out there right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find that video, Sean, that you did, and I'm going to try and link that in the description, because I think that's a very, very cool video to help you understand how you should go about taking profits off the table. It's a very important question, though, and I feel like this is also very subjective from trader to trader and depending on your circumstances. But I'll still maintain the one thing: if you're looking to take profits off the table, make sure you know what you're doing with, you're taking it off for what, right? Make sure there's like an end goal, because sitting on just hard cold cash for no reason, you have no plan with it, is an issue. Okay, we're living in a world of absolute utter devaluation of money. So you better make sure that you have like a use case for that. Hey, thank you, Frenchy Millions. Avi, you're up, man. Damn. Thank you for posting the H-bar video earlier. Yes, I did post an H-bar video, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't already done so. So now going back to Bitcoin, like I said, Bitcoin is still within its bull market parameters, and for as long as Bitcoin is within this, I'm saying that, hey, the altcoins are, you know, the high probability move for the altcoins as well is going to be a move to the upside, which is why I'm looking at all of these dips as a buy the dip opportunity. Now, as far as Bitcoin is concerned, I've been showing you guys this system, right? I got a bull run target for Bitcoin. This is a range that I have. $214,000 going all the way up to $353,000. That's my target range for Bitcoin. I know, it's pretty crazy. Believe it or not, some people's target ranges are much higher than this, but they're just to make sure that we're not sounding irresponsible. People are not going to give you guys the higher targets, of course. But right now, this is the target range. And historically, Bitcoin is always, and this is based on like a fib extension that I've done. I've found an entire system that I've presented, by the way, under the Mango Dashboard Premium video section once, and I think I've done it, I've also presented it in the Mango Seed Mastermind chat. But right now, as things stand for Bitcoin, I believe we're within this fib extension range from 1.618 to 2.618. And the high probability move, or rather historically, Bitcoin has always gotten up to the 2.618 fib extension, right, which is currently coming in at 214. Now, you guys know just how much I dig the midpoint theory on many of my systems that I do play with. Right now, the midpoint of the range comes in at around $130,000. And I think just looking at the way this market is moving right now, that's going to be the next move to the upside, 130K, right? As far as pullbacks are concerned, yeah, Bitcoin is seeing a pullback right now as we speak. These are all healthy pullbacks. Look at the daily, guys. So we're seeing a pick-me-up on the daily dynamic. That's a great shadow. So that's a strong buy. The strong buys came in right there. How about the 2-day? Sean, I believe you were looking at the 2-day, if I'm not wrong. I think Sean's been looking at the 2-day, and he actually managed to give you guys some excellent bids on the 2-day time frame right here. And I even believe before on this run up as well. He's been nailing the bids so far. But 2-day, once again, we have another visit of the 2-day, and so far on every single, on the most recent set of rallies that we've seen, the 2-day has been the best bid opportunity. And not just that, we're seeing the pick me up on the 2-day with price holding the 10 simple moving average. I believe that this, like I said, If you even get on over to the dashboard, get into the trend and volatility profile right here, we got longs on the daily down to the weekly and shorts on the 4-hour to the 12-hour time frame, telling you that, okay, it's putting in a bit of a bullish structure. We're seeing these lower time frame pullbacks, but likely into higher time frame support, right? So lower time frame pullbacks at the 4-hour and the 12-hour, but into higher time frame support like the 2-day. Right, so these often give you a good setup for a potential bull flag, and we can see like a minor bull flag forming right here, right? Which is telling me that, okay, we're holding key supports, we're holding the daily dynamic, we're holding the 2-day dynamic, prices over all of our bullish systems. The high probability move for Bitcoin as well is to the upside. The first target that I'm looking for, guys, I'm keeping it very simple, $130,000 per Bitcoin, okay, which is this target right here. It's only when we start breaking 130K, I'm saying party begins, because the next major target to the upside is only going to come in at $214,000. Yeah, it's going to be a big one. Avi's like, yeah, I'm still working on my project. When are you going to... Oh, man, that's insane. Avi's he's been freaking great. Guy works really hard. If a bid zone is at 2.95 for XRP, so this is Sandy Maniac. If a bid zone is did I say that? I don't think I said that right. If a bid zone is $2.95 for XRP, is it undisciplined to DCA into $2.99? I don't think so. That volatility is not much, right? Let's actually get on over to XRP quickly. This is it. This is the beautiful symmetrical triangle formation, by the way, guys, if you're not looking at it. No, it's not. Like, it's so negligible compared to the prevailing volatility that you're seeing on the chart. Now, even for instance, look towards the dynamic position manager, right? The position manager, by the way, guys, is for just the instance that... okay, I did get that right. Sandy Maniac. Okay, the position manager is for that very reason, right? On the dynamic indicator, guys, there's a new feature. It even gives you the start bidding and the end bidding zone, right? So essentially what happens is that there are a lot of times where we could just be busy with life. I could be at work. I could be at school. I could be out with my friends. I could be at the gym. I'm probably at the gym. You might be out with your friends. Now, when you're just out in a social situation, you're not looking at the charts. You're just not there, okay? But you want to get your position in on XRP, and say you were waiting on this level. Now this level came to you in like a jiffy, and it sort of just bounced. It caught a bid and bounced. Now you've come back from your social event or wherever you were, and you've noticed that, oh shoot, I missed my bid. Price bounced. Should I still buy here? And that's often a thing that a lot of us face, right? You're not sure if you should be buying the pump. Now, what this really helps you with is that it gives you a safe zone. The start bidding and the end bidding is like this very light cloud around the dynamic indicator, giving you a safe zone, telling you that, okay, if prices have bounced, but price is still within that range, you're still safe to bid. Okay, however, let's just say XRP actually overshot the start bidding zone, okay, and price was living over the start bidding zone. It's essentially telling you that, listen, you're not safe to bid here. Okay, you're better off waiting on a pullback. Okay, so it's going to try and keep you as safe as possible on the position. And right now, honestly, that the volatility that you were talking about, Sandy Maniac, it's not, it's negligible. So I think you're still safe on that bit, to answer your question. Okay, so Bitcoin in a bull run, I think this is very healthy. I think the high probability move right now, holding all supports, is to the upside. First target at 130K. I want to go over XLM very quickly. Let's even get into the dashboard. By the way, you guys, you can find the dashboard on app.mangoresearch.co. So go ahead and check it out. And once again, please don't forget to just take the free money at the corner of the room. Guys, this is $400 for free for you to trade with. All you got to do is deposit $2,000 and that's it. Okay, take the money, because there's a lot of opportunity right now. You know, it's one thing if there's no opportunity. It's like, where am I going to use this? But there's so many trades right now. Like, this is, for those of you who are actively here, you're looking for the trade setups. When you are given money to actually just put on the trade, grab it. You get all of the upside and you get to almost eliminate your downside, okay? So now as far as XLM is concerned, and yes, you can get it by using the link in the description below. That's the only link that can get you the bonus right now. So XLM USD on the dashboard, we got longs from the 2-day to the weekly time frame, okay? Short on the 4-hour time frame. What was the neutral? This was long, this was long. So we have a bit of a pullback right now on XLM. Once again, you're seeing these minor time frame pullbacks, but likely going to start catching bids on higher time frame supports. These are very, very good playing fields for these launch opportunities. Now, even XLM, once again, we're seeing a bid. We're seeing, and this is where I give you guys a bid opportunity, right, on the daily video. This bid comes in at around, what was this? This is the 12-hour dynamic right here, as well as the daily dynamic support, particularly the daily dynamic support. So it's very, very neat, and I'm sure, is there confluence? No, there's no confluence on the weekly dynamic, but we do have the daily dynamic swinging in right there. Man, I'll tell you why I like these charts so much, okay? Gonna knock everything off. These are very, very pullbacks in the middle of higher time frame structures. Now, like most coins, XLM as well has this crazy cup and handle formation. You know, XLM's formation is actually insane, even relative to, I know I can't believe I'm saying this, even relative to XRP. Because if you're really looking at the structure from a bird's eye view, it's a massive ascending triangle formation. And an ascending triangle formation, guys, is one of the most bullish structures in any TA textbook, right? So we have that, but even if we're being modest with our targets and we're only looking at the cup and handle, this still takes XLM, I keep saying XRP, still takes XLM all the way up to around $6, right? So now we're going to see these very healthy pullbacks, and after what has already been a very impulsive move, because you need to understand that XLM did 87% in a matter of 1 week. So these pullbacks are much welcome, and it sort of gives you, it's like a rubber band, right? When you stretch too far, okay, that elasticity is at its max, right? So when it snaps back, that's your pullback. Right, so this is your snapback right here. Okay, these are healthy snapbacks, because if you want the market to expand once again, all right, when the rubber band expands, there's no more give, right? There's only a level to which you can actually pull that band, right? For you to be able to extend that once again, you need the snapback. Sean has a good response to Sandy Maniac. Sandy Maniac says the dashboard is so great. It's all there. It is. The dashboard has been freaking amazing, by the way, guys, and really helping you filter out any trade. There are too many coins right now. It's just too many. How do you know which ones are even worth the trade? Right? So even for me, when I'm looking towards the altcoins and looking for opportunity, this is my first stop. I literally come here. I use the filters to help me filter out the trades even worth just watching, worth looking at, worth considering, right? Sean also posted a video, I also posted a video on how you can sort of go about filtering out some of the better winners in the market. So go ahead and give that a watch and start using the dashboard. Now that the market's trending, guys, you're going to find some solid opportunities on here. Okay, so now we went over Bitcoin, we went over XRP, we went over XLM. I'm going to do one more coin until... Krisha is getting such a kick out of saying mate. I'm clearly, I know, right? What I call you? It's clearly not maniac, but I'm adding the A in there. Hey, that's a cool strat. And I think he did post a video on this, by the way, in the premium video section, essentially telling you guys how y'all ought to be positioning. A good way to sort of split your bids up. So I said, go with it. Maniac it is. Okay, dokes. All right, XLM, any other coin before we wrap? I am so sleepy right now. Where is my winners list? I keep losing the winners list. It's like the winners don't want to show themselves. I think it's on the monthly time frame, as it should be. The most important time frame, guys. What are your XRP selling targets? Some are saying 8 to 10 USD this cycle. Yeah, 8 to 10 is the bull flag, which is this right here. Just to show you guys. I mean, it's a lot better. It looks very ugly on the monthly time frame, but it's a lot more visible on the weekly time frame. But this is the bull flag that everyone's looking at that takes it up to around, if I'm not wrong, I think it's $10, right? But what I am looking at, quite honestly, here is the massive symmetrical triangle formation. If this cycle continues, now I know that a lot of people are saying that, hey, cycle ends on September, right? And I'm not going to say cycle ends on September, but there is a huge case for the cycle topping off, or rather price. I'm not going to say cycle. Price topping off in September. Yes, there's precedent for that, especially on this cycle. That said, I don't think we have the information for it just yet. Like right now, with the way things are, we don't have the information that has established that the market is likely going to halt in September. Now, I went over an entire system, like for Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin throughout this entire cycle, we've had like several tops. We had one back right here at 30K. We had a top at 73K. We had a top at 104K. And now we've started this brand new markup. But I basically presented a system that sort of foreshadowed every single top so far this cycle. Right. Now, as far as that system, now I presented that, by the way, in the Mango Seed Mastermind call that happened yesterday. So for those of you who are in the Seed program and you did not catch that, please go ahead and check it out. That was very, very informative, and I think it's going to help all of us on this current markup phase, because it gives you quite a bit of buffer room in terms of time in helping you understand when is it likely that Bitcoin actually hits a local high. So that's good information. But I'll say this, right now we don't have that information. We don't have the information that Bitcoin is hitting the local high just yet. So this could, I know there's a lot of thesis out there for the September local top. But in my opinion, I don't think we have the information just yet. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually really, really exhausted right now. So I'm going to have to end the live stream. But this was fun, guys. This was fun. What we're going to do, though, is this. We did Bitcoin, we did XRP, we did XLM. I'll be doing another live stream tomorrow, and we're going to cover coins that we did not cover in this live stream. So whatever coin or request you guys have, make sure to just mention in the comments section, and I'll make sure to cover it in tomorrow's live stream. And of course, tomorrow we're going to be doing another $1,000 giveaway tomorrow. How about that? How about that? Okay, so but I want to just let's sort of big ups to our winners. Where are the winners, guys? Come on, there it is. Winners for today's $2,000 live stream, $2,000 giveaway. So congratulations to all of these winners, and thank you so much for tuning in. Eyes on the prize, guys. I know you're seeing pullbacks, but now's not the time to get spooked out. If anything, start looking, zoom out to get a bird's eye view, because what I'm seeing right now across the board is confluence on multiple critical levels that you can score a bid on and also manage your risk very, very, very easily. These are, you don't get these instances and these setups too often. So when you do get them, grab onto them, okay? Now's not the time to get spooked out. Lock in, score the amazing bids, and just relax, okay? Sometimes the best thing you can do for your positions is just do nothing. You've caught a good bid, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. I will now see you either in the Discord chat or in the next live stream. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord, themangoway.com/Discord. Don't forget to grab your $400 bonus from BitUnix by using the link in the description below. This is only going to last till the end of the month. Alright, so now's your time to ring out all that the markets are giving you right now. with this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the main way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.